Seriously black with the wizard and flow. The mental circle in time for the show. Wands up high, let that magic go. From the chamber of secrets to the castle door. Seriously black with that wizard and flow. Expecto Patronum, is it a goat or a doe? Every spell cast, every bar that flows. This is our time, watch the legend go.
Hello, this is Mordi and I'm here with my partner Ant, and this is Seriously Black, a radio show about Harry Potter from our unique perspective.
What's going on? What's going on? It's good to be back.
Yeah. Week two, chapter 2. We'll be discussing, of course, but we're going to get into some quick Potter news to start the show. So, Voldemort, they've started to shoot Voldemort scenes for season 2. We've been hearing rumors in regards to certain people. I initially had heard that they were going to choose Clive Murphy from Peaky Blinders, but apparently, this just in, we heard that they are choosing the girl from Wicked.
Yeah. That's here we go.
Cynthia Erivo.
So say it? I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, so they're thinking about her. That's, obviously she's a really big star right now. Wicked is huge. They're doing Wicked 2, and so she's English. So I had to, definitely the energy and is around her name a lot for sure. And that would be a pretty interesting take on this. It seems like the Potter universe is showing a bit of, or attempting to show a bit of diversity. I saw with the Cursed Child, they actually had an African American playing Hermione, which was cool. I went to see that actually.
I don't know if she's African American.
The New York one. I'm talking about the New York. Not the one in London.
I thought you were talking about the one in London.
No. I'm the New York one actually, which also has Draco Malfoy. He is actually doing a residency. He will be doing himself actually for the Cursed Child. He'll be here until Christmas. So I would say everybody definitely, if you get a chance, you want to see Draco.
If you're a real Potter fan, that Cursed Child.
Yeah. Now we're going down that rabbit hole.
You know what? We touched on this the first episode. Mm-hmm. The Cursed Child is the perfect example of how commercialism gets in the way of these creative universes, because that was to this day they still consider it canon material, but the Cursed Child is just wildly off track.
Let me ask you this question, because that's actually I heard this recently too. Is everything that J.K. Rowling says canon? Do you consider that canon, or do you feel like there's room for interpretation, a gray area?
The thing about canon is it becomes murky with the commercialism of these universes, because everyone's wrapped up in the money and what's this and what's that, and it's like, just put something out, get something going, feed the beast.
Yeah.
That's what it becomes. Yeah. So the now you got canon, you got retcon, you got there. It's too much. It's fading away from the pureness of the art that we enjoy with things like Harry Potter and there's other things that have the same level of enjoyment, but they start to the one-to-one example might be something like Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon. Game of Thrones was the multi-book series by George R.R. Martin, and House of the Dragon is really extrapolated from another work of George R.R. Martin, but it's much less material. But because of Game of Thrones' success, we need something. So pull something from somewhere. And even in Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, and Where to Find Them by Newt Scamander is an offshoot mention at best in the main Harry Potter series. You hear it a couple times.
So you wouldn't consider that his storyline canon?
No. I'm saying that as it pertains to the original story.
Yeah.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is a book that is assigned to Harry, Hermione, Ron in their year for school,
Mhm.
and it's now a multi
Series.
installment
Yeah.
movie series.
Mhm.
Which I'm not criticizing in any way. I'm just saying that when you get to canon and commercialism don't really mesh well together is my point.
Yeah.
Because things, as money's being made or trying to be made, things that probably shouldn't become canon, and or things that they want to be canon, or the Cursed Child is really like modern day first example of that. I have never met any avid reader of Harry Potter who even takes the Cursed Child seriously. But beyond, yes, I'm ragging on the Cursed Child. Like there's no way to hide that, because it's just it is such a departure is the best word from the story that we like, and it's the first thing we get post. It's the first bit of material that we get after we've concluded the series. So we're trying to capture that magic all over again with the Cursed Child and making it a play, and it's just like.
So you would never go see it?
I may see it just for the pageantry of it, but it's not. It is almost its own separate.
It's clearly that.
I'm just saying in terms of like I almost don't even associate it with Harry Potter, like like the book, the way I read it, the way we went to the bookstore to get it at midnight release, the way that's more of what you're trying to capture with that. It's like, let's go see if we can get those same feels again. But like as far as the story goes, like the story it's just, I'm not here to go over all the critiques it's had over the years, because it's had a ton of critiques over the years, but it just you feel like something is off. You know what I'm saying? Like we have a great sense of feel for things.
Yeah.
And as an avid reader of Harry Potter, and then when I enter into the world of the Cursed Child, it's like this feels a little bit off. This doesn't feel quite right, quite in universe. And I'm not really sure how J.K. Rowling could even put her name on this, but they've kind of stuck with that this is canon. And like I said, every content creator / critic of these two pieces of work, that everyone has that, like this is like the first asterisk of Harry Potter. Like Cursed Child, ha ha he he.
Yeah.
No one takes it serious.
Yeah. Well, I've seen it. You
saw it on
I saw it in New York.
In New York?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do agree. It's an experience, the pageantry.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's definitely there. It's more to me about the aesthetic. They have the theater. It's dedicated it's literally they kind of try to build it up like a Hogwarts, and it's pretty cool.
All of that. That's commercialism.
Yeah.
That's
it is what it's happening, and it's happening into that. Like so
listen, get to the money.
It is what
I'm
it is.
not mad. Get to the money, because I sure am gonna get to mine.
So yeah, definitely. So they have announced that the first season is going to be 6 episodes. Enough?
No.
Need more? How long are the episodes?
Okay, so
that's the question. So if the episodes are 2 hours long, do you think that works?
Then they're not going to be 2 hours long.
The
whole concept of the whole concept of the show idea is to not have to spend a movie budget on an episode. Yeah. That's one of the things that became the problem with Game of Thrones down the line. It was like, all right, Battle of the Bastards, HBO. Yeah, we're spending a movie-esque budget for these scenes, and that's kind of not really what's been done in the show making world. 6 episodes, I think. Listen. So I'm not going to go too crazy and too deep into the background of how the money moves, but I'm someone who watches how the money moves and how those things relate to the real world. So like AT&T bought HBO and basically told HBO, you don't make enough money. You lose so many subscribers when these shows are off and all of that. So definitely there's some corporate belt tightening going on with watching how they're spending and so on and so forth. Do I think 6 episodes is going? I mean, I'm gonna reserve my criticism on the number of episodes. If they give me 6 really good episodes, I'll reserve my criticism on that. But I am noticing.
I don't think that doing that for 2. I think season 2 has to be more than.
Yeah, I think there. Well, there's a couple things. The first thing is, I think that they're kind of realizing how big this. Excuse me. They're realizing how big this could be, and not wanting to like just overdo it right away. They want to kind of see how it goes, but also I think that they're testing to see if they can get away with a 6-season episode. Because here's the thing. And we're gonna get into breaking all this stuff down.
We all know 6 is nowhere near enough.
But this is the thing. Here's what they're playing with, right? The whole idea behind the show versus the major motion picture is you go to the movies, you spend what's it cost to go to the movies now? $20.
Yeah.
You spend $20 once, you see it, and that's it. You don't need to see it again. It comes out on,
Hulu or
whatever. It comes out on whatever streaming app, and then you subscribe to that. What Hollywood and the major production companies realize is the subscription is the money. If I can hook you on a show and you're subscribed at $12.99 a month for my because you watch this show on my streaming service, well, now you're paying $200 a year to see this show. So part of the 6 episode season is like, how can we drag this thing as long as possible to keep as many subscribers as possible to keep this money train going? And I would say right now, the quality of content is waning. And they know that Harry Potter is something with a huge following. So they want to drag it as long as they can. And I'm not mad at them for that. I'm just saying that to the degree that it doesn't diminish the product. Right. And I mean, that's what happened with Game of Thrones. It was 2 years in between the end of the second to last season to the last season, because really everyone's scrambling to figure out how do we drag the customer into these subscriptions for as long as possible. That's really the game. That's really the streaming wars game is I need as many subscribers as possible, and I need to figure out how to get them to stay in that subscription for as long as possible. And if it's the content that has to suffer because of that, well, so be it. And that's the second element. It's like six episodes is going to give you enough to want you to stick around, but it's also going to give them time to drag you forever. And it's one of the things why when I'm watching a show, like I can see certain elements of why a show is structured a particular way, and I'll just shut it down. Like, I'm not even gonna go for this. You know what I'm saying? You're not about to cliffhanger me for 12 episodes thinking I'm gonna stay in this subscription. Get to the meat, or we in the street. That's how it's going. Because I know that they're trying to keep people like, just stick around. Coming next week. Come back next week. Come back next week. Come back next week. And they do that to make money. And I'm not, again, it's not about not, it's just, I don't have to go for it. That's all.
So I want to start a new segment.
Okay.
It's based on fan fiction ideas.
Fan fiction idea. All right.
Do you think these should be canon, way off base? We'll call the segment Fact or Cap.
Okay.
So let's start with this one. Was Hagrid a Death Eater all along? Here's the reasons. I'm gonna give you reasons why.
Okay.
One, he hinted he knew Voldemort was alive. How could he? Unless under the premise that Albus said that he knew he was alive. But Hagrid seemed very sure. 2, Harry was the person that first introduced, or Hagrid was the first person to introduce Harry to Quirrell. 3, he leaked Fluffy's secret. 4, secret meetings with Moody and Hogsmeade helped Harry cheat in a tournament with the dragon info as well, as if they were partners in crime. All right. So, what do you think? Was Hagrid a Death Eater all along? Fact or cap?
It's definitely cap.
Yeah, definitely cap. Okay.
I'm gonna point to a couple reasons why. Hagrid is one of those true believers and very loyal. Hagrid is Hagrid might be like your main muscle.
Yeah, definitely.
He might be your Slim Charles.
he definitely is Slim.
Because I'm gonna give you direct examples. In Goblet of Fire, Karkaroff spits in the direction of Albus Dumbledore.
That didn't go too well.
In front of Hagrid. Hagrid snatches this man up with one hand, slams him up against the tree, and says, "Apologize."
Yeah.
Hagrid wasn't about to let nobody play with Albus in front of him.
No.
Like, it's up in smoke on the spot.
All day, every day.
Like, it can go down.
Yeah.
And mind you, Hagrid is not a fully qualified wizard. He never really graduated from Hogwarts or got his OWLs or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So, and he was ready to bang out with a known Death Eater on the spot right there. It can go down. Mm-hmm. That's just one example. There's other examples of Hagrid putting himself at risk, not just for the cause or for the people that he cares about, but just the point is that it is so instinctual. It's on an instinctual level. He doesn't have to think about it. And that just goes to represent what Hagrid is all about. And you know, the other stuff, I think Hagrid does try really hard sometimes, and sometimes that gets him in trouble. Mm-hmm. But if we, like I said last episode, this story is really about a series of people making decisions. And every single time Hagrid is making a decision to stand by Harry, stand by Dumbledore, stand by McGonagall, stand by whoever, when he's making his decisions are very clear. His decisions are there's no ambiguity in it. There's no, where you have a great story arc like Snape, where it's like, I'm not really sure. Did it go? Did he do this? Did he do that? And then you have the reveal. Yeah. Hagrid ain't none of that.
He's very cut and dry.
Is just like Karkaroff found out that day on the edge of the Forbidden Forest. You know what? If I'm gonna play with Albus, I better not do it in front of Hagrid, because it ain't gonna go how you think. Yeah. So that's definitely cap.
That's cap. Okay. Let's do a second one. Hedwig was an animagus. Hear it out.
Okay.
Hedwig went to Hogwarts in the 70s, loved Harry's dad, and after his tragic death, chose duty over revenge, very similar to Snape. Dedicated her life to protecting the child, which ended up causing her life in the battle with Snape and them when they were leaving the Dursleys.
All right, I'm gonna look right into the camera for this one. Y'all gotta find something to do. I love Harry Potter. It was a great story. Y'all got to find something to do because now y'all just making stuff up. Like, okay, what is it again?
Bagger Cat.
It's Big Cat, but I'm just saying, like, first of all, in the story, Hedwig be on some other stuff sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like Harry is having his thoughts throughout the series at times, and it's like, oh, Hedwig's mad at me.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
Y'all gotta find something else to do. I know it ain't that much good content, good world universe stuff like that, but it's better stuff out there than just making up anything and posting on the internet. That's my response to that one.
Okay, let's choose one more.
Okay.
Ginny Weasley chose the victims herself for the Chamber of Secrets. Hear the storyline out.
Okay.
As everyone knows, Ginny Weasley was responsible for the opening of the Chamber of Secrets under Tom Riddle's commands. Riddle's comments that Ginny opened her heart to him through her diary made it easy to control her. This meant that Tom knew everything about Ginny and used it to his advantage. Given a list of people paralyzed by the basilisk, some believe that Ginny might have consciously or unconsciously affected the decision. For example, 3 of the paralyzed victims, Colin, Miss Norris, and Justin Finch, right, had affected Harry and found new ways to make his life more difficult. As a result, Ginny would step in to try to punish those people who took advantage of Harry. What would you say?
I think they say as much in the story that I mean, Jenny is being influenced by the part of Tom Riddle's soul that's in the diary, but it's still Ginny. It's intermingled with Ginny's decisions and such. She may not have been voluntarily performing, but she was definitely. I think that would be fact that she was definitely a part of that.
Okay, we're going to take a quick little commercial break real quick. All right, let's go pay these bills.
Unstoppable!
This is WIUR Sports Radio.
Hi, I'm Robbie Basil, president of WIUR Radio, and I hope you're enjoying today's show. Have you ever wanted to call the biggest games, the biggest moments for the biggest names for Iona Athletics? Then the newly founded WIUR Sports Radio is the place to be. Launched in January of 2025, our goal is to try and get broadcasters here at Iona an opportunity to learn, succeed, and get a chance to be on air. From getting to call the big moments at the hack, Dinkins trying to go to the rack, denied, Yafet Mundi, to seeing the crack of the bat at City Park.
The line drive into left field, around third, and it kicks away. The Gales are going to win it in 10.
We make those moments happen on our brand new WIUR Sports Radio platform on Mixer. If you're interested, feel free to reach out to me via email or to the rest of my e-board to join the club. We are WIUR Sports Radio, the new home of Iona Athletics. Now, back to the show on WIUR, Iona University Radio.
And I'm back like I left my car keys. Here it is. We're back. Seriously Black. Y'all know the vibes. All right, so let's jump into it. Chapter 2, The Vanishing Glass. All right. So it starts with Harry. Quick little bit of the storyline. Harry woke with a start. His aunt rapped on the door again. Harry heard her walking towards the kitchen and then the sound of the frying pan being put on the stove. He rolled onto his back and tried to remember the dream he was having. It must have been a good one. There had been a flying motorcycle in it. He had the feeling he had the same dream before. Question for you before we get into it. Do you believe there's a connection and truth to your dreams? Have you ever woken up to a dream and decided you were going to write it down for dream translation? Have you ever heard of things like that? Have you ever done that yourself? What are your thoughts on validity of dreams?
Dreams are I guess the science of it is when you go to sleep, you're entering your subconscious or unconscious world, meaning your repression barriers are down. There's a whole school of thought on dream interpretation and such. I do think that things that dwell on you when you're conscious that might get repressed while you're conscious are more able to come out when you're asleep. You're not actively repressing those things. There's validity in dreams, and it's really just about how you interpret those things. You know what I mean? If I dream that I'm gonna land on Mars tomorrow, that might not necessarily mean that that's how it translates, but it may be a symbolism for something else. And there's plenty of schools of thoughts and science on interpreting dreams. They even do it. I mean, in the book, interpreting your dreams is one of Trelawney's lessons.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, dreams definitely have some effect on our conscience, on our conscience as when we're awake. So,
yeah,
I do believe in that.
Yeah, I definitely as well do agree and stuff like that to an extent. I've definitely, awoken and wrote down a dream and looked into dream translations and things like that. When I was younger, being honest, I wasn't a big fan of vision boards as well.
Yeah. Vision boards.
Vision boards.
Very suburban.
Yeah. I had very much so. I had a girl one time tell me about the vision board and stuff like that, and wasn't my cup of tea, to be frank.
Yeah.
But
I know some people who got vision boards. My mom actually has those vision board stuff.
You know what's crazy is that I don't believe in the traditional vision board.
Yeah.
But I will say, as a kid, I used to rip the posters out from the Slam magazine in XXL and hang around my wall.
Okay.
In my room. And I always knew I wanted to be a writer.
Okay.
So to an extent, like I did look at those things and kind of manifest it within my life. I never was somebody that really wondered what I was going to do in my life.
Okay.
And I surrounded myself around it. So would you really consider that my own makeshift?
We all have. I mean, a vision board could be your screensaver on your phone. You know what I'm saying? I know people who motivate themselves by putting something that motivates them on their screensaver on their phone. There's a visual keys and cues to life that, if you want something, see it. Shout out to Doc B. Imagine what you will be, and it will be so. Right?
Sure.
That's the idea of the vision board, is to allow you to visually intake some objective or some stimulant. So it's that's a real thing. Like I wouldn't question that the science or the art behind that.
If you were to name 3 things you think are on Harry's vision board, what would they be?
On Harry's vision board?
Yeah, if you were to guess.
At this point in the story, or in like overall?
Oh, that's a great question. Let's choose 1 overall and 2 from this part of the story.
Overall, I think Harry's goal is really just to be normal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, be as normal as he can. Just have the same problems that everybody else have the same.
At this point in the story.
No. Overall, that's my one overall would be. Mm-hmm. I think if there was anything that Harry would want, it would be just a nice, quiet life. He says in the story to Miss Weasley, he says, you know me, I like a nice, quiet life, because
His life is nothing but quiet.
his it's always something jumping around Harry.
Mhm.
So Harry, like, listen, can I just go sit by the lake and play with a snitch and chill? Nah. Every time I get up, I got somebody coming from my neck. I got some 7th year looking after me, trying to go to a ball. It's always something. Can I just chill? So my one overall for Harry would be, Harry just want to be normal. Can I just be Harry James Potter in the back of the cut and not have nobody bother me? At this point in the story, on Harry's vision board, I mean, he doesn't yet know that he's a wizard. But on his vision board, got to be getting out of that cupboard under the stairs. like I don't know when he officially went to the cupboard under the stairs. We don't get that part.
Yeah.
But I know that he got to be looking around like,
this can't be life.
Hold up. Y'all got me sleeping in the cupboard under the stairs, and Dudley has a second bedroom.
Yeah.
Something's wrong with it. Like, it's crazy that Harry doesn't become the criminal that they, because Harry goes to the public school, and the cover story is that he goes to
what's the name of that
the criminal.
school?
I forgot the name of the school.
For misfits.
Exactly, for criminally unstable boys or something like that. And I'm like, it's crazy that Harry isn't that, because he looked like, all right, I'm the adoptive surrogate of the family, but y'all go out of y'all way to make sure I know it every step of the way. I'm sleeping under the stairs. They got him socks and underwear for Christmas. And I'm like, now listen, don't get me wrong. Socks and underwear is a great gift if you need socks and underwear. I personally, everybody want to ever send something to the show, I'm a big fan of socks and underwear, because it's not something that I'll necessarily buy for myself, like on a conscious level. Like, I generally will like order it online, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not something that I'm like, hey, I'm gonna stop everything I'm doing and I'm gonna go buy some underwear. So it's like, I appreciate that it came to me without me having to go to it. But for a 9-10-year-old boy, and in comparison to what he sees Dudley getting, for him to get socks and underwear, it's a slap in the face.
Diabolical.
Like Harry Potter could have ended in book 1 with him just pulling up on Vernon and Petunia in the middle of the night. Like, oh yeah, exactly. Bang bang, it's over. Tragedy at Privet Drive. That could have been the name. Harry Potter and the Tragedy at Privet Drive could have been the end of this story. The way they like openly just disrespect him. So as a 10-year-old boy, Harry got to be looking like, I gotta flap my wings and get up out of this. Imagine being now again, we know the story takes a difference. Imagine being 16, 17, you want to bring Shorty through the crib, you know what I'm saying? And then you got to bring it to the cupboard under the stairs.
Spiders just dangling all over the place.
Well, we have a nice house, nice. We live in the burbs, nice Privet Drive and nice kitchen, and it's very pristine in there. Yeah, Shorty, this is where I'm staying. What?
There?
Exactly. It's like that. Definitely, I think the Dursleys dodged the bullet with Harry being a wizard. Literally, dodged the bullet. And the third thing I think Harry would be, it's gonna come up, but I think the third thing that would be on Harry's vision board would probably be getting to participate a little bit more in things. This chapter is about Harry getting to go basically out with Dudley because it's Dudley's birthday, and Mrs. Fig, who's low key the sleeper cell of of the story, is unable to take Harry at the last minute, and the Dursleys are basically strong armed by Dudley into taking Harry to. I think they go to the zoo.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Harry describes this in his description in the story. He describes these little things about being like, Dudley didn't finish his soda and cried and made his dad buy another one, but Harry got to finish it. It's like, dang,
Yeah.
come on, Harry.
Got
Like,
Harry drinking the backwash.
Exactly. Like, Harry, I want you to want a little bit more for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I think that on his vision board would be just because he's so happy to participate in this on any level. I think that would be on his vision board to be able to experience other things at this point in the story.
By the way, before I forget, Harry Potter's school that the Dursley said he went to was the St. Brutus Secure Center for Incurably Criminal Boys.
Yeah.
This is crazy. It's crazy work.
I'm saying he might have been headed in that direction though, because the Dursleys was disrespectful with it.
It would have been right
disrespectful with it.
Yeah.
Dudley PS5.
Yeah.
Harry, here goes some socks, bro.
Yeah.
Get to it.
A hanger.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they was disrespectful with it. So they was definitely. I mean, Harry could have definitely. If Harry was a Muggle.
Yeah.
If Harry was a Muggle. It might have got real nasty around Perfect Drive.
Yeah.
Real nasty.
Yeah. Dudley's birthday, passage from the book. How could he have forgotten? Harry's got slowly out the bed and started to look for socks. He found a pair under his bed, and after pulling a spider off of one of them, he put them on. Harry was used to spiders because the cupboard under the stairs was full of them, and that's where he slept. Now, it hurts to even read that a kid of his age is dealing with something like this. Mind you, he's sleeping in the cupboard. He wakes up. It's his cousin's birthday. He has to get out the room and start to make breakfast for his cousin on his birthday. This is just wow. This is just wild. Let me ask you this question now. Without the experiences in his first 10 years of his life, do you think Harry would have succeeded in the next 10 years of his life?
I mean, I think that's the whole.
If Harry was Dudley,
yeah,
that Harry could have transitioned into.
I think the whole idea about the story is really to show that difference between Harry and Dudley, and really to show that Dumbledore, like I said, Dumbledore had a masterclass. Dumbledore probably didn't know to the extent, but he way too smart not to have no idea that it's going to go like this for a couple years for Harry. Mm-hmm. And I think that even knowing that, he makes that play so that when Harry show up and he realizes who and what he is and what his place is in Wizarding Society, that he has some perspective on what that means and how important it is, and it doesn't, like I said, ruin him before because Harry still got some important stuff to do when he.
So you believe that Dumbledore did him a service?
I don't know if it was a service. I think Dumbledore is playing a different game. Dumbledore is playing a game that nobody else could see. Dumbledore is playing chess 8 moves ahead of everybody else playing checkers, and that was one of those moves from the very start. And I think J.K. Rowling gives us Dudley to show the big difference of, even though they're being raised by the same people, that upbringing and that experience makes different people. They're in the same house, being raised by the same people, getting the same probably level of resources, but completely different treatment. Mm-hmm. And she's taking those two things to show the difference between Harry and Dudley. Now, Dudley ends up being a fairly decent human being, I think. Mm. But I think that part of that is because of he saw how Harry came up and what Harry had to go through. And I think that humbles Dudley in a way.
Rounding him out a little bit.
It just gives him it humbles Dudley in a way that, Dudley knows on an instinctual level what Harry went through and even what Dudley put Harry through.
Mm-hmm.
And also to see the burdens that Harry bears within the wizarding world.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dudley, as he matures and becomes a man, realizes Harry got a lot of stuff going on. And he's not a criminally incurable boy.
Yeah. He's still finding a way to make it work.
I could rock with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's family. That's blood. And she says they never really become great friends, but they meet their kids, play together and stuff like that. So Dudley ends up, I think, reconciling with the fact that
he could have did better.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Harry was, there was a description in the chapter in regards to, hold on 1 second. Let's pay these bills real quick. We're going to get right back to Harry. All right, hold on 1 second. Right after this commercial break right here.
This is WIUR Radio.
Hi, I'm Morgan Beastie from the Ionian, and I hope you're enjoying today's show. Are you looking for the latest scoop on campus news, sports, and more? Check out the Ionian University's very own award-winning student newspaper. We keep you up to date with everything happening on and off campus. Want to know about the big game, the latest campus event? It's all in the Ionian. Join the conversation. Read, write, and get involved. Visit www.theionian.org or pick up a copy around campus. Stay informed, stay connected. Now, back to WIUR, Iona University Radio.
And we're back. So we were talking about Harry. His appearance. There was a small description in regards to Harry, talking about how he looks, his wobbly knees, he's tall, he's gangly.
Mm-hmm.
I found this interesting. The only thing Harry liked about his own appearance was a very thin scar on his forehead that was shaped like a bolt of lightning. Obviously, this becomes a signature in the Harry Potter lore. A breadcrumb, definitely. He had it as long as he can remember. And the first question he could remember ever asking Petunia was how he had gotten it. She says, in a car crash where your parents died. And don't ask questions. So, let me ask you this one. The Dudleys lived a plain life. With the information age that we live in nowadays, understanding how the Dursleys just wanted to live a straight and narrow. Do you think as a people, we don't ask enough questions?
That's a good question. I think it depends on who you are. I think the people who do ask questions get a lot further now than the people who've asked questions in the past.
Mm.
I do think there are people who just are unwilling and uncomfortable to question things. Similar to how the Dursleys are. Like they just kind of want to go with the flow, get where they're trying to go, and that's it. And I empathize with that. I'm definitely someone who will ask them questions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely gonna be, if something don't quite look right,
mm-hmm.
I'm bringing it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's a cult. I would say that was a cultural thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just in how I was raised and in my experiences growing up and seeing adults who are of the same mind. But I think overall, like there are people who just, they're not willing to rock the boat. They don't want to rock the boat. They're not willing to rock the boat. They're not, it's not just not who they are. And that's okay. Like,
Mm-hmm.
everybody can't be, a freedom fighter just for a term, but I'm just saying that definitely people are very. There are people who are very don't rock the boat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think that nowadays the people who are willing to rock the boat have access to more resources than they ever have before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a balance,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah. We get our first mentioning of Mrs. Fig, a mad old lady who lives 2 streets away. Harry hated going to her house. From the book, her house smelled like cabbage. And Mrs. Fig made him look at photographs of all the cats she'd ever owned. We also get a glimpse of Mrs. Fig, but also we learn down the line that she's a squib. For those who don't know what a squib is, a squib is a person born to magical parents who has no magical ability, unlike a muggle-born who has the magical parents but is born to non-magical parents. So, your thoughts on Miss Fig?
Miss Fig is like one of the first breadcrumbs that J.K. Rowling kind of unleashes, because it's like you know, and you're introduced to Miss Fig in the first book, and it's this crazy old cat lady around the corner that they dropped me with, and then when Rowling unleashes that Fig is really a Dumbledore plant, you're like, what? I mean, when it's Order of the Phoenix, where Fig witnesses the mentor attack, and she's telling Harry, "Don't put your wand away, boy. I'm a squib. I can't help you out here in these streets.
I ain't a shooter."
Oh my God, I wasn't supposed to be the one on watch. She ratting out Mundungus. Mundungus was supposed to have himself out here making sure you was covered. He playing around. Now I gotta explain this to Dumbledore, and Harry's just looking at her like, "What? Like, you know Dumbledore?
Yeah.
You know who is Mundungus?" Like, and it's crazy because the experience is such good writing, because the experience that Harry's having, as the reader, you're having the same experience. Yes. Like, wait a minute, hold on, Fig. Let me go back.
Yeah.
Mrs. Fig,
the Mrs. Fig,
the cat lady,
old cabbage.
Hold on, you got to go back and you read, and that's I mean, when that happens, and then you reread it and you realize, like, oh, Fig is down with gang.
Yeah, brilliant.
It's like she caught that. J.K. Okay,
brilliant. What, you didn't see it coming at all.
Exactly. No, and that's the thing.
Could not even close.
That's the brilliance of it.
They could have saw that curveball.
That's the brilliance of it. It's just like, I got to go with Miss Fig. This lady keeps showing me her cats. Mm-hmm. Nothing about nothing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then she slides that last little piece in place, and it's like, you know, Dumbledore. Yeah, you think Fig says to Harry, "You think Dumbledore was letting you walk around these streets, Double-O? We've been watching you for years, son." This is. I feel like she hit him with the Denzel line in Training Day. This is chess, not checkers. You've been playing it. I've been planning it all week. Like, I think that's the first time that we get that moment. That breadcrumb was laid so early, and then it just,
that one was for the fans. That one was like the easy like layup.
It's definitely one of those moments. I remember rereading that. Like, that was one of the times I was just reading in my room, like in the middle of the summer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, Fig said Dumbledore. Wait, what? Yeah. Hold on. Something's wrong. And it's crazy because this is like before you could like go Google. Yeah. Like you wouldn't just go Google and find a Reddit thread or anything like this before.
So now you're pouring through the books.
Yeah. So now you start reading faster. It's like an accelerator. It's like, hold on. Yeah. I got to get to the part where Fig then met Dumbledore and hold on. And you just start reading, and next thing you know, you 10, 12, 20 chapters, the book's done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's definitely what she had Rowling had an art for that thing. Yeah. It's definitely Fig down with Dumbledore. That was a thing when I was reading it the first time. Like, hold up. And I had to go through that. That was definitely a nice little twist.
Couldn't believe it. You know, they end up going to talk about Harry's first glimpses and exposures to his potential magic ability. One thing in particular, the baggy clothes and the sweater she was trying to put on his head that just kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
And then the very interesting one in which Harry was being chased by Dudley and them, and just mentally he just wakes up and he's on on the top of a building or something like that. And so, it was interesting that
it's part of that magical realism feel for this story at this point.
Yeah.
Where the magic is kind of just happening, but it's not really explained yet.
Yeah. And you can't really put it all together.
Yeah.
Seeing these things, kind of having somewhat of an understanding, but not being really able to put it all together. Put yourself in the shoes of, Petunia and Vernon.
Oh, Petunia and Vernon are the only ones in the story who know what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
but do you think that she told him everything now?
Who?
Petunia.
Do I think Petunia told Vernon everything about Harry?
Yeah. Do you think
no,
she gave him
I think
she spilled all the beans about the parents and who they were?
Well, you find out later, you don't know at this point in the story, but that Petunia and Vernon have spent time with Lily and James.
Yeah. Well,
so you find this out later.
Yeah.
But I think Vernon's too straight and narrow not to know anything. Like this is probably one of those things that bound Petunia to Vernon, where she's saying to Vernon, "Hey, listen, I know you're a straight-laced guy. My sister's a witch."
Yeah,
and the fact that he didn't just outright reject her was probably something that drew Petunia to him even more. I mean, it was like a bonding moment. But I think Vernon definitely is aware, not fully aware as much as Petunia is, but he's definitely aware that Harry is a wizard. And now, do I think that Vernon knows what that actually means, or does he believe in the fullness of it? No, I don't think Vernon. I think Vernon is like, all right, my wife said he's a wizard, so he's a wizard.
Yeah,
and
I guess
if some little weird stuff happened around him, we're gonna chalk it up to that.
Yeah.
But I don't know that Vernon fully understands that these are magical powers and that they can be controlled on some level with training and so on. I don't think he thinks about it like that. So, but I think he definitely knows that Harry's not a normal, regular little boy, and still he proceeds to keep him locked up in a broom closet,
knowing
that he could just
wake up
at any moment. So, that's wild, crazy. But all right, Vernon, I ain't listen.
Want to play with violence?
I get it. It's his house.
Yeah. The last bit of the chapter they discuss going to the aquarium. They start to see the animals, in particular the snake. I remember them discussing that, what's his name? Dudley was demanding that his father tapped on the glass to excite the snake a bit.
Dudley spoiled. Yeah. He's rolling through the zoo with his homie, and they just being two little spoiled kids
until it goes left.
Well, it goes left because because Harry is chopping it up with the snake, not really realizing what he's doing, but he's chopping it up with the snake, and Dudley and his friends see it.
Yeah.
And they kind of get so excited that they just totally disregard Harry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And on whatever magical level, Harry is like, all right, I'm gonna show y'all something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then,
the glass is gone.
The glass is gone, and then it becomes a whole big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that again, this early part of the story is very much about the magical realism of what's going on. She's laying the foundation that Harry's not your typical 10-year-old boy who's going to suffer this terrible childhood for very long.
And we also get another one of her well-placed, gentle breadcrumb of the fact that Harry can talk to snakes. And it was like, how do I explain it? It was discussed. It was of importance, but she also made it seem kind of light in a sense of like, we're going to talk about it, and then we're going to move on to the next thing.
Yeah. It's an introduction.
Yeah. But it was a breadcrumb to something that's so much deeper, you know, for the rest of the books.
Yeah.
You know, for sure.
She's laying groundwork. This is the art of storytelling in a way that we get to see less and less of. When she lays that foundation, see, a good story is told through time. The best thing you can do for any story is give it time to grow. And so she's telling this story and laying all these pieces to the puzzle down on the table, and then slowly snapping them in place one by one. And it has the effect of really, really good quality storytelling. So Harry's being able to speak to snakes. I mean, it comes up later in the next book. So we have a whole book later where Ron says to Harry, and you can talk to snakes. And Harry's like, because of his upbringing, he doesn't know. He's like, so I'm sure a bunch of people here. I see y'all floating feathers. You mean talking to snakes is a special thing? And then him having to realize it's also a great device of her being able to tell the story and get the reader to understand why talking to snakes is like
unique.
Well, not just unique, but also frowned upon within the magical community. So it's again, we're gonna sing J.K. Rowling's praises every single time we come on this.
Yeah, that's for sure. Definitely an amazing second chapter. You know, we're gonna wrap it up.
Beautiful.
Who do you think won the chapter? Anybody stood out to you or anything like that?
The snake gets away.
He's a winner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Raised in captivity.
You leaving with something.
I'm out of here. Yeah. Thanks, Harry.
Yeah.
Big hurry.
Big hurry. I love it. Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we're out. This is Mordi and Ant, Seriously Black. We'll see you guys next week.